Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Maggie, and I've been doing a video series on songwriting. This is the last video. Hopefully you've already watched the first two. They were on how to write a good song and why and how you need to have your songs copyrighted. This video is going to be on the songwriting market and how you as a songwriter fit into that. The good news for the market is that there is always a need for new songs. People are always looking for something new to listen to. So you do sort of have some kind of job security. And the good thing is that tastes change. So maybe if your song wasn't really popular 5 years ago, there's always a chance that people will come around to the taste of your song and that it'll gain traction and become more popular. So just because it may not have been a hit from the start, you shouldn't be discouraged. On that note, an evergreen would be a song that keeps coming back. So I think a really good example of this would be Thriller by Michael Jackson. That's a song that was popular, kind of faded out for a little bit, has come back, faded out for a little bit, comes back. And it's always kind of receives steady popularity, but as far as tastes changing, there are going to be periods where some music isn't as popular and then it's going to come back, and then it won't be as popular and then it'll come back. So that's kind of what an evergreen is, and hopefully you're able to write a song like that, because it's pretty cool when a song from 30 years ago comes back and completely new generations are listening to it. The bad part about the songwriting market is that only a fraction of songwriters find acceptance within it. The way that you're going to find acceptance is first off by having a talent, being a good songwriter, honing your skills, and collaborating with other people so that your songs can be great. And another reason that a lot of people fail is because they don't have the desire to work hard. Songwriting is not very well paying from the beginning, and it only becomes well paying if you're willing to work for it. You definitely have to love it to work that hard for it, because it is not an easy industry to be in. The last bad thing about this market is that it can be oversaturated at times. And this is something that you kind of need to be aware of by watching what trends are going on. At some point there may be tons of new pop releases, and at that point, maybe you can hop on the bandwagon and write a pop song, but it's probably better not to, because people are going to say, oh, I'm kind of tired of listening to this. And we're even kind of getting to that point now. I know a lot of my peers are getting kind of tired of the constant hip-hop pop trend, whatever's happening right now. So pretty soon the general public's going to start looking for a different taste. So just be aware of when the market is oversaturated and what's causing that, and how you can stand out from it. As far as the business of writing, know that success is going to come from exploitation. And I know that word has a lot of negative connotations with it, but as far as songwriting goes, I can't imagine a better word. To have your songs exploited means that they're going to get out to the public, and that different record labels, artists are going to see your songs, and that is how you get paid. That is how you get signed to write songs, and that's how you become popular. No, you need to have your work exploited. If you want to come up with a different word so you feel better about it, go for it. But know that in the songwriting industry, exploitation is a very, very good word. To be promoted as a songwriter, like I said earlier, definitely requires commitment. Successful songwriters are equal parts writing and promotion. So just because you have an awesome song, if it sits in your bedroom all day, it's never going to be successful. So to be a good songwriter, you need to have the talent and have the great songs, but you also need to be able to get out there and talk to people, talk to businesses, talk to other musicians about getting your songs performed and getting your songs out to the public. Now, a really good way that you could do this would be by talking to a publisher. And a really good thing about the market is that a small percentage of songwriters do this. A small percentage of them go to other people and have their songs exploited. And it's a very, very necessary thing you need to do, but not a lot of people do it. So that is definitely something as a songwriter that you would have going on in your favor. So get your songs to a publisher, and what a publisher is going to do is they're going to take your music and they're going to get it out to the public. And there's two arms of publishing. The first is the creative arm, and oftentimes what happens with that is your songs are going to be given to a song plugger. And what that person is going to do is they are paid to take your song to the top 10 artists and try to convince them to use your song on their albums. It can be a very difficult job to have, but if you can find yourself a really good song plugger, you have a significantly better chance of your song becoming famous. And like I said, this is something that a publisher would do for you, so this is why it's important to find one. The other arm would be the business arm, and a publisher is going to keep track of the licenses for you as far as your work being copyrighted, and they're going to keep track of the usage of other people using them and making sure that you're receiving the payment for what you're writing. They're going to make sure that you're getting paid. And like I said, just really know that this is a good thing. It can be kind of scary to hand your work over to someone else to have them exploit it. And if you do sign with a publisher, you would be signing your own rights over to that publishing company. And it can be a very scary thing, but know that it is the best thing for your songs. And as I mentioned briefly in my copyright video, in 35 years, you as a songwriter are going to get your rights back from that publishing company. So it can be a little bit scary at first, but for your songs to just sit in your bedroom all day, it's really a much better option for you to sign with a publisher. So, honestly, the way you're going to find out of a good publisher is going to be word of mouth, researching online, looking at artists who already signed with publishers, but just make sure you do your reading before you sign up, because you don't want to get gypped, and you don't want to sign a contract that gives you the short end of the stick. So if you can afford it, I would highly recommend also hiring a music lawyer. They'll stand by your side and make sure that you receive what you are entitled to receive as far as the royalties for your songs. So that's pretty much the market. And how you as a songwriter are going to get paid is through a publishing company, and they are the ones who are going to monitor the usage of your song and make sure that you receive what is due for you. So like I said, it's very scary, but it's something that's necessary to be successful as a songwriter. So I'm hoping that I have kind of given you some of the basic tools to help you get started as a songwriter. Obviously, I don't know everything, and so doing research on the side would be very important for you, but I'm hoping that this has been very informative and that I have been able to provide some insight on how you can get started in the songwriting industry. So best of luck. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think with your comments. Thanks.